Hello, and welcome to Applications of Technology in Elementary Education. I am Amanda Pavia, and today I will be introducing you to a great Web 2.0 tool. Teachers, have you ever wanted to set up a classroom blog? We can start by accessing the website www.blogger.com. If you have a Gmail account, you can go ahead and sign in. If not, you can sign up for one. I have a Gmail account, so I'm going to sign in. As you can see, I already have several blogs, but we're going to select a new blog. Let's say for my classroom, I want my blog title to be Mrs. Padilla's 5th grade class. Next, I'll need to create a unique URL, and this is where I have to be creative because there are a lot of users on Blogger. I'll have to check for availability, and it looks like this URL is available. Next, I'll select a template. I'm going to select the second one. Now I'm ready to select Create Blog and start blogging. I can start my first blog post by creating a title for my first post. Next, I'll create a body of my first post so that students and parents can see. Next, I'll edit the size of the body of my first blog post. I can do that by clicking on this text button and from the drop-down menu, I'm going to select large. Now I'll edit the font by clicking on this font button, and from the drop-down, I'll select this font. I can even change the color of the text if I select this drop-down text color box, and I'm going to select purple. I can also add a picture of my classroom. I have one on my desktop, so I'm going to add that one. Next, I'm going to click on this Add Selected button. And now I can see my picture in my draft of my first post. If I click on the picture, I can change the size of the picture. I'm going to change it to large. And I can even justify it to the left or to the right or to the or leave it in the center. I'm going to leave it in the center. There's also an option to remove the picture altogether, but since that's the picture I wanted, I'm going to go ahead and leave it. Now I'm ready to publish my first blog entry. So I'll select Publish. And now I'm going to select View Blog. This is where we can preview the blog. Okay, now I want to add a poll to my blog. And I can do that by going to Layout. And I'm going to add a gadget. I want to ask my students, what's your favorite subject? I want them to be able to choose more than one, so I'm going to check this box and I'm going to save the poll. Next, I'm going to add a few more gadgets to my blog. First, I want to add a calendar. This calendar is going to show the whole month, and the current day is going to be in red. I also want my ESL students or parents to be able to read my blog, so I'm going to enable Google Translate. I'll do that again by adding another gadget. Also, I want parents and students and other educators to be able to follow me. So I'm going to add this gadget that allows them to do so. Now I'm going to view my blog. And I'm not really happy with the layout, so I'm going to edit a couple of my gadgets. I definitely want my calendar to be on the top so that everybody knows what date it is. I'm going to save the arrangement and view the blog. And that looks a little bit more friendly. I also want my viewers to be able to search something in the blog. So I'm going to add a gadget that will allow them to do so. It's going to be a search box. I also want my blog to be a little bit more unique, so I'm going to add a background. And I already have the HTML code saved on one of my stickies. So I'm just going to select the code and copy it onto my blog. I also want to add what's called a blinky. I also have that code, so I'm going to paste it. I'm going to copy and paste it. I'm going to view my blog. And as you can see, I have a different background now. My header's pretty much the same. And I have a blinky right here that says "Every Day Matters." Now I want to add a few more entries to my blog. I want to add a class schedule. I can preview. And I'm pretty happy with the way it looks. So I'm going to publish it. Next, I'm going to add another new post for the preview of our week. And I'm going to publish that. I want my students to be informed of the world around them, so I'm going to create an entry about Hurricane Sandy. And in this post, the body of this post, I'm going to add a link to a video I want them to watch. And we have another current event going on November 6th, 2012. That is our election day. And I also want my students to be involved in that. Blogger is also a great way to keep students and parents informed about homework. So I'm going to create an entry for spelling words. Next, I'll create an entry for homework for the week. Blogger is also a great way to get students to respond to your entries. So I'm going to create an entry that requires students to respond to a reading from our class. Speaking of literature, I want to add a list of learning links for my students to use when they are outside of the class. To do that, I'm going to select Layout, and I'm going to add a gadget. I'm going to select Link List, and this is going to be my learning links. The first link I'm going to copy over is Apples for the Teacher. The next one going to be Brain Pop Junior. I also want my students to visit Discovery Education. Tumble Books is an awesome website where they can read tons of free literature. And then funbrain.com is a really cool website with a bunch of educational games. And these are my learning links that I want my students to use when they're outside of the classroom. And I've added a bunch of stuff to my blog, so I'm going to view and see how it looks. I'm going to rearrange the layout. I still want my calendar to be on top. I want my Blinky to be on top. The learning links can go at the bottom. My followers can go at the bottom. My blog archive can go at the bottom. The search can definitely go at the bottom. And I'm going to save the arrangement. Now I want to go back and edit the spelling words post for the week. I want to add the Scholar vocabulary. I'm going to copy and paste it into the post. And I'm going to select Update. And I can view the blog post. And the Scholar vocabulary is here. Next, I'm going to add a gadget for announcements and a gadget for contact information. To do that, I need to go back to the layout, add a gadget, and to do that, I can select announcements, and I'm going to select add gadget again. And on this one, I'm going to put my contact information. Now I'm going to add a video bar gadget. This allows readers to watch videos without leaving my blog. In this box, I'm going to type the name of my YouTube channel. I'm going to save the arrangement and view my blog. And here you can see all the videos that I have on my YouTube channel. And I'm going to move my gadgets around so that my students can see the most important information on the top. And that looks good. So I'm going to save it. To make things a little more classroom-like, I want to add a virtual fish tank to my blog. Again, I can rearrange my gadgets so that it is reader and author friendly. And when I'm happy, I can save the changes of the layout. I'm going to view my blog. And I think I'm going to move my fish down. Other than that, I think I like the layout. I'm going to preview my blog again. Make sure I like the changes. And now I have a fully operational classroom blog, and I hope you enjoyed and learned a few things about Blogger. I'll be sure to log out of my account for security reasons. I want to thank you for viewing my instructional video on an easy-to-use Web 2.0 tool that can be used to set up a classroom blog.